welcome back to Apex Auction Recons, guys. We have to get this thing washed. I can't take it anymore. It hasn't been washed in a very long time. I'm going to show you a mix or a concoction that works very well here for cars that are very dirty, have been parked under a tree for quite some time, and you want to go slightly alkaline just to give it a little bit more power, a little bit more oomph. So let's get to work. Very dirty, and we just restored the headlights, so we have all of that gunk running down the bumper. As you can hear, very rough, very coarse, tree dirt and contaminants built up from a long period of time. The wheels are very bad as well, but we're going to get to those in a separate video. I'll show you how to clear those up. I don't know if this is grease. I don't know what that is, but there's a lot of bonded contaminants on top of light dust and dirt. We have bird doo-doo. We have a lot of buildup down here from stuff splashing up from the tires. This stuff is just splashed up all over the place. We'll see if we can take care of it with the concoction we're going to mix up. If not, I'll show you what will easily remove this from the surface of your vehicle. Some transfer from the wiper, very dirty, very rough, and I can't take it anymore, so let's get this thing cleaned up. We have the clear bucket ready, we have the draft fired up, and by the way, that we use that daily, 2 or 3 times daily. It's been a couple months now, and we have no problems whatsoever. A little bit of a hiccup with the spring that retracts that. It retracts it, makes a little bit of a noise, but everything else still works very well so far. And we're going to be using the Jimbo's Super Soaper today, and that is 4 ounces per every, what is it, 34 or 30? Yeah, 32 ounces. So 4 ounces for every 32 ounces in your foam cannon. And then in the wash bucket, it's going to be 1 ounce per gallon. But we are going to pump this up on steroids and introduce the Kraken from Phoenix EOD. And we're going to put 2 ounces into this as well. This will slightly bump this up to leaning alkaline at 8.5 and give it a kick in the pants to clean up this old, dirty van. 2 ounces of the Phoenix EOD Kraken in with Jimbo's Super Soaker, and we like to use those canisters on vehicles that have been parked under a tree for a long time, and you have all that tree dirt that has built up pretty much everywhere in the vehicle. We are in a rural area here in Pennsylvania, so we see that a lot, and this mix does fantastic for us. Good to go. Some like to go around and rinse the loose dirt, especially if it's been through salt in the wintertime first. I like to put the foam on dry and let it work into whatever dust, dirt, mud, salt is on the vehicle. Emulsify it, start to lift it a bit, then I can rinse it free. To me, it seems a bit more effective. Let's load this thing up with foam. Get absolutely everything. Get your wheels, your wheel wells. If you have a lot of bug splatter on the front of your vehicle, load it up heavily. Let it break that crud down a bit. From here, we're going to let it sit for as long as we possibly can until you start to see some areas where the soap is drying up a little bit in the small areas, like right around in here where it's starting to run off. Don't worry, if it does dry a little bit, as soon as you spray it with water, it will reactivate it and you can rinse it free. But we want to give the soap and the mixture as much time as possible. You can see it's not in a hurry to run off the vehicle. It'll hang on there. Here we have some areas where it's running off. We want to give it a chance to do its job, especially on something this dirty. That time also gives me a chance to take a detailing brush, and especially with a vehicle that's been neglected for a long period of time or sitting under a tree, there's going to be a lot of dirt wedged up in and around every corner and crevice. So I can grab my detailing brush and get into the areas that the wash mitt will not. Okay, it's been a little over 5 minutes. It is time to rinse. Again, here in some of these areas, it's just starting to dry out a little bit, but always point the nozzle down towards the floor after you've reconnected it to make sure it's not going to fly out onto your vehicle. But as soon as you wet these areas, it reactivates the soap and you can rinse it free very easily. Now is when you can take the time and use the pressure washer to get in all these the corners and tight areas. By the way, we just restored these headlights, and it was a ceramic kit, so that is also slightly hydrophobic. All right, that first step, absolutely optional. Some will choose to skip the foaming step. I, out of habit, will do it to get as much of the grittiness and a little bit of the dirt away from the surface before I make contact with that wash mitt. Now over here, we still have, it's a little bit lighter, but we still have some of this stuff hanging on the surface and some of the bonded contaminants down at the bottom of the vehicle. And a lot of that, I'm hoping, in the next step will be removed. I'm going to do the same thing for the wash bucket that I did with the foam cannon, 2 ounces. I love the clear bucket so I can keep an eye on how dirty and cloudy that water is getting, keep an eye on the mitts. I use multiple mitts, one for the top, one for the sides, one for the back, one for the front. And I get these wash buckets at a local food storage store. It's a restaurant store, and they're made to hold food back in the coolers, but they're also great because they're transparent and you can keep an eye on what's inside. So let's get this thing mixed up, get it sudsed up a little bit. Plenty of suds, plenty of lubrication, added lubrication with the Kraken. And now we can get to it. Now, I always take care of the roof, especially on something like this off camera. I can't get you up there to see anyway. So a lot of real estate to cover. We've gone around it. Time to rinse thoroughly, and this mix rinses quickly and easily. And with something this size, if you can't get around it without some areas starting to dry, again, you can just mist it, it will reactivate it, rinse it free. Dry it however you want to dry it, with a drying towel or a leaf blower. This thing isn't protected, so I had to use a towel. We'll get to the paint correction. We have a lot of surface area to test compounds and polishes and all types of coatings and protectants. But look, we actually have a reflection off of this paint. I never would have thought I would see it. Very happy about that. Off the hood, even the chrome is a little bit shiny now. We have some gloss over here, a little bit of reflection. The wheels I'm going to take care of in a different video. I'm going to show you what I use where brake dust has baked into the surface of the wheel. The plastic trim all the way around. I'm going to show you different types of products that will completely restore, and we will test other products as well. The only thing I want to show you before I end this video, the only thing that the shampoo and the concoction and the mix didn't remove is this, whatever splashed up here. I'll show you what I used to remove that. So you probably have guessed it by now. Yes, old, reliable Citral 266. I'm just going to simply spray it into this towel. And wipe off whatever that is. There it is, it's gone. I didn't even have to add more of the citral onto the towel. That is going to do it for this video, guys. I'm so happy that that's finally clean. It's the little thing. I can't stand dirty vehicles. I don't care what they are. If I'm in them, I'd like them to be clean and orderly. That's going to do it for this video. We have a ton of other tools, products, you name it, to test on this. We have a lot of work to do. We're going to get back to the auction. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm looking for when I go to the auction. I have a private pickup we're going to be picking up soon. Like I said, I go to private sales, I go to private and public auctions IAA. I do have my dealer's certificate now, a license. So it's going to be a fun run. Catch you guys in the next video.